Hello, my name is Kelsey, and butter tart hollow top ice cream is my newfound love. Welcome to the podcast, Can You Take My Shift? This podcast is usually about bonding with your coworkers about how much you hate your job. So I just have one question for you today, Amy. Can you take my shift?
I'm actually thinking about quitting my job and becoming a full-time TikTok star, so I'll let you know.
But don't you have to have a house to be a TikTok star?
I'm working on the house. I gotta get my cloud house going first.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to our 10th episode. You know what? This is the first time we have not procrastinated. I have not procrastinated in my life, and I'm very proud of me.
Look at you go. Yay, growth.
Oh, thank you. So this week, we thought we would shake it up a bit. We're not going to be talking about work today, as I have to prove that I have a personality outside of complaining about my job.
It's not big, but it's there.
It's there. It's definitely there. So I want to talk about your days off. You don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. What do? Take me through your routine. And apologies to Keegan. You're probably going to find this next bit boring, but not everything's about you, my future husband. So I get up for work every morning, 7 a.m. Now, sadly, on my days off, my body is like, you get 7:30, and then it wakes me up.
Oh.
I mean, I used to sleep till 11 when I was a server, and now I don't think I could. I think you'd have to knock me out with like 80 melatonin to get me to sleep until 11.
Yeah, I think the latest I've ever seen you sleep in is maybe 10 a.m. And for me, that's still early. So
yeah, I slept until 8, I think, on Sunday, and I was very disoriented.
Oh my god! Wow,
Your
body said Kelsey can have 8 a.m. as a treat.
As a treat, just a little treat. So when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do, if I have my shit together, I put on workout clothes because I'm gonna work out. But I haven't had my shit together because the air in Vancouver has been so thick and smoky, and we've had the worst air quality in the world for any major city.
Yeah.
So rolling out of bed in the morning to do a high-intensity cardio workout,
probably not the best idea.
No, so I haven't been working out. I've just been rolling out of bed in the morning. I start my coffee maker where I drink 4 cups of coffee a day.
I don't know if that's good for you, as I've had some people comment on our last podcast being like, Kelsey drinks 4 cups of coffee a day. 4?
Well, I mean, if you're going to get a drink from like a coffee shop, don't a large have like 3 espresso shots in?
Yeah, but that's still not, I don't think that's as much. I'm pretty sure a cup of coffee has more than espresso does per like milligram. I'm not sure the exact science, but I'm almost positive because it's like espresso's concentrated, so you can have like one and feel energetic, but coffee people drink over a long period of time, so there's more caffeine in that.
The more you know.
Na, 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 na.
But anyways, so I set my coffee maker. If I need to have a shower, I shower. And then I get into my skincare routine. Now, I got very into skincare during quarantine because I used to be the worst about my skin.
Yeah. I
used to use St. Ives exfoliant. I used to use Clean and Clear, that blue toner.
Oh my god.
And then I would treat myself to the Glam Glow mud mask, and then they would always come with the peeling mask because I would get them at Winners.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I would use like a Nivea Q10 moisturizer.
Yeah, you loved the Glam Glow products so much.
I did.
Anytime you saw them at Winners, or if I was in Winners and I was like, oh, I saw it, like, do you need some more? She'd be like, yes, just buy it.
Because I thought they were the holy grail. That mask is like $80 a bottle, and it really gets you because it shows like all the sebum in your nose, because they make you think it's blackhead, but it's not. It's sebum.
Yeah.
And like and the amount of fragrance. So of course we watched a lot of TikTok, and then everyone on TikTok knows about Skincare by Hiram.
Yep.
And this little white boy decided to tell us what we were all doing was wrong, and he praised to CeraVe, The Ordinary, and The Inky List.
Yep.
And he does I know a big thing was marketing has gone crazy because this man literally says, he recommends CeraVe. I could not find it in Shoppers. Like, you still struggle to find it in Shoppers.
You can't find it in Shoppers. You can't find it at Walmart. You can't find it in Superstore. You literally can't find it anywhere except on Amazon, and people are selling it. They've raised the price places.
Meanwhile, like Clean and Clear, it's all going to the dollar store.
Yeah.
Like the Say Knives, shoppers clearing it out for 80% off.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Like, this man has so much power and so much influence, but that is also a thing, like, because I'm going to school for marketing, and it's crazy how the whole industry has just changed.
Mm-hmm.
And the effect some people have on it. And that's the thing, but there's good influencer marketing, and then there's bad influencer marketing. And for the most part, he's a good influencer marketing. Like, you were watching a video the other day where he put out dupes. We'll link the video below.
Yeah, oh yeah, because all his CeraVe and The Ordinary is all back ordered. Like, you can't even buy The Ordinary in stores. And yeah, he did a whole dupes list, and I literally sat there in the video writing down all the dupes, and then I went to Shoppers the next day because I needed skincare products. I was like, okay, can I find all the ones he wanted? I could find all the dupes, no problem, no questions
asked.
asked.
Good.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
Because my skincare, I do, so in the morning, I use the CeraVe Normal to Oily Foaming Cleanser. Then I use the Niacinamide. Then I use the caffeine, because I apparently need more caffeine for the under eyes. And then I do a CeraVe AM moisturizer with sunscreen, because I was a sunscreen denier for so many years. And do you know how many horrendous sunburns I've got in my life? When I was in Whistler in the summer, guess who burnt their entire hairline?
Kelsey.
Because I missed my hairline, and we went hiking for 5 hours up in the mountains of Whistler, and I burnt my hairline.
Fool me once.
Exactly. And then, like, my nighttime routine is a bit different. With skincare, it really depends on what the state of your skin is. And a big thing I always say about skincare is what works for someone else may not work for you.
Yeah.
And it's okay if something doesn't work for you. Just like there's no product that is going to be perfect for every single person's skin.
Yeah, exactly.
So for nighttime, I think I use a toner as well. I only use the toner at night, and then I use a different moisturizer for at night. And then I think I have a salicylic acid mask that I just got that I use like once a week. But yeah, that would be like my skincare routine. What about yours?
Mine's pretty similar. I will say, for the record, I discovered The Ordinary before it was on TikTok, because I had it like around Christmas time before everything. And I was like, Kelsey, look at all these cool things I got. And you were like, yeah, like, sure, whatever. Like, my skincare works for me. And I was like, okay. Because growing up, I used the 3-step Clinique system. And you know, God bless that alcohol.
That fragrance.
Toner, yeah. You know what, though? Their moisturizer's not bad. I will give them their moisturizer. I still really like it. But I've been using The Ordinary for a while, and I had gotten really bad adult acne and hormonal acne. So I've noticed, for me anyway, a complete night and day, because it takes a long time for your skin to get purged and cleaned and all these things. And I slowly am getting like the bad things out of my routine. Like, I think I finally got the last Clean and Clear scrub I owned out of my routine like just this week. I'm really bad. I think I still use a toner that has like witch hazel and everything in it, but I only use that in the morning, and I find that toner works for me personally. It does help my skin in a sense, so that's why I didn't just throw it away, because that would also just be extremely wasteful. So yeah, my skin routine is just I use an Aveeno salicylic acid cleanse in the morning, and then I use the caffeine for my under eyes, the niacinamide as a spot treatment, and then I use a different serum called the Buffet, which is just, it's good for like fine lines and wrinkles and just overall skin health. And then I use, it's like a vitamin C, it's called like a barrier thing, and you just put that on your face very lightly, nothing crazy, and it kind of makes your skin tingle and feel really nice. And it's also good for fine lines and skin regeneration. And then I use my moisturizer and then an eye cream. And if I'm feeling fancy, I like jade roll my skin just because I like the cooling effect of it all. And I'm like, this is nice and soothing. I don't like press on it and go crazy like it's like a roller.
Oh, yeah.
I just gently push on my skin upwards. So I just find it feels really nice.
Yeah, give you the illusion.
Yeah, just make me feel like I'm fancy in my nice little bathrobe. But yeah, that's my routine.
Oh, it's a pretty solid routine.
Yeah.
A lot of the thing with skincare is people have to learn is it's great to try new products, But do not switch your entire routine. Do not try 8 different products at the exact same time, all brand new, because your skin will have a panic attack.
Yeah, because it's everything is new to your skin, and your skin's like, what are you doing? I'm not used to this. So when you break out, that's actually normal because your skin's purging. That's all it's doing.
So if you're going to try new products, try 1 to 2 to start. That is my best advice. Is also to, especially if you use a retinol, like retinol is huge about purging because a retinol is just skin regrowth.
Yeah.
It's cell regrowth. Yeah. So if anyone who ever uses a retinol, they're like, I broke out so bad. And I was like, yeah, retinol's going to make you break out.
Yeah, because it's removing your layers of skin. That's what it's doing. It's bringing your nice, new, clean skin to the front, and you just gotta grin and bear it till it's done.
But another thing, too, is if you want to try new products and you find out your products are really harmful to you, but you also don't want to waste them. Like, I was using that St. Ives scrub on my legs until it was gone.
Yeah.
Like, you can find ways to reuse your products. Like, we use sugar scrubs and fragrance scrubs on our body because the skin on your legs and your arms is much tougher, and it equalizes itself better. Better. So yeah, if you have like the whole thing of St. Ives, don't just throw it in the trash can because you're making more waste. Use it because you should be exfoliating your entire body.
Yeah. Like
you need to exfoliate your arms, your legs, your armpits, like
everything.
Yeah. So don't throw the St. Ives scrub out. Use it as even a foot scrub.
Yeah, just do something, or just buy yourself one new product while you're using your old one and see just kind of how your skin reacts. Don't be wasteful.
Exactly. So moving from skincare back to exfoliating your body, I use the cheapest exfoliant for my body, and it's the best exfoliant I've ever used. Now, I do not 100% recommend this, as I'm not sure it's good for your pipes.
Oh, what you do is 100% terrible for your pipes.
And that's why I only do it once a week or every other week.
Yeah.
I mix coffee grounds together with coconut oil, and it gives you the smoothest, nicest skin. And I know companies do sell coffee scrubs. Like, I'm sure Lush has a coffee scrub.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
But probably not the best thing for your drains. So, make sure you just clean your drains afterwards, but you will have the smoothest, nicest legs afterwards.
Yeah, maybe just do it once a month.
Yeah. So again, this is our advice. Our word is not gospel. Take it all with a coffee ground. Do you have any DIY recipes you'd like to share with the class?
No, because the odd times I've used DIYs, they've gone horribly, terribly wrong, and I just stick to the tried and true products.
Didn't you do a terrible DIY hair mask once?
Yeah. But the thing was you were even going to try this hair mask, and I was like, don't do it. I don't remember exactly what it was. All I remember is that one of the main ingredients was banana, and I think it was coconut oil.
I think there was an egg in there too.
Yeah, and an egg. And it probably would have been fine if you had a food processor or a blender or something to make it really, really fine. But on the Pinterest website I found it on, it just said to smush your banana with a fork to make it as flat and as goopy as possible, then mix in your egg and your coconut oil and whatever else it had in it. And you put it all in your hair. And I was like, ooh, yeah, my hair's going to be so soft and so nice. No. I had chunks of banana stuck in my hair, and I swear to God, I was rinsing it out for 3 hours, and I was just like, this is awful. My hair felt okay afterwards, but it was not worth picking banana out of my hair. I felt like a monkey. So I was just sitting there going through all my strands, and the next day I still found banana in my hair. I was like, this is disgusting.
Your mother's like, you saving snacks for later.
Yeah, seriously. That's what it felt like.
Oh, okay. Well, then we won't trust any of Amy's DIY recipes.
Nope.
So that's kind of our morning of, I mean, of course, if you're going anywhere and you want to, you don't have to, but I'll put on some makeup depending on the level of makeup I put on, depending where I'm going. Also, if I have to wear a mask, I usually don't wear any makeup.
Yeah.
Because there's no point. I mean, maybe I'll do my brows, but now that I'm in marketing, one of my classes, they very much, it's very news-based, and they want me to listen to the news every day, which, I kind of already did. Maybe not every single day. But we have a smart home that can tell you the news in the morning. I like to look on news sites when I'm bored. I very much like to keep updated. But what I want to ask, because my class asked what your favorite news story of the week, so I want to ask you, Amy, what's your favorite news story of this week?
Oh, God. It was the fact that someone cut the cord to the Sea to Sky gondola for the second time. Because if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I would have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's incredibly weird that it has happened twice.
No, it's such a wild story. Like, peak season just kind of died. Like, it cost $1 million to fix it, but it was all covered by insurance. It was cut at 4 a.m. They'd even beefed up security. So then I went, like, wild with the conspiracy theories. I was like, okay, because everyone thought at first it must have been a disgruntled ex-employee because they knew when to cut it, where to cut it, and what to cut it with.
Yeah.
Because you can't just take, like, a regular pair of wire cutters and go cut those cables.
No.
Those cables hold, like, hundreds of thousands of pounds. And then someone's just going to walk up with your garden shears and go clip, clip, clip. So it's such a crazy story, and I really don't know. What would be your theory?
Well, my theory was it's a disgruntled ex-employee, and I feel if it happened twice, there has to be more than one spot where the cable is vulnerable, and he's obviously doing it to hurt the company because it's, again, cost him so many millions of dollars. Or it's insurance fraud.
That was mine. I was talking to a friend of mine about this today, and I said to him, like, it could be insurance fraud, but it doesn't make sense because I just don't think the return of investment with the amount of revenue they're losing. But I guess they are going into slower season, but that thing runs year round.
Yeah, and they had to close because of COVID. So they lost however many months of revenue from that.
So I don't like, that would be the perfect time to cut it. Wouldn't it be of during COVID because they knew it wasn't running?
But then if they would have done that, then that would have been so obvious, right? Because why was there someone around during that time? It makes sense. It's been open for a while now. So of course, maybe it's been really slow because this is good PR. Like, this is good publicity, even though it's bad for their business. Any publicity is good publicity. So now people are like, oh my gosh, people are now going to want to go and support them when they reopen and all these crazy things. So I don't know. The fraud one's a pretty good theory. I would like to think the best of people, but also business people can be extremely sleazy. So
true that.
I guess we'll see.
No, my favorite news story is, it is news, but the fact that we have a giant moth invasion.
Oh my God, I know.
The moths here are the amount is massive. Like, because I looked into this because I was reading the news, and it's Vancouverites ask, why are there so many moths? And it's because apparently we're 2 years into a 4-year moth infestation.
Oh, good.
So we got 2 more years of this.
Great.
This might be the peak, though. Hopefully this is the peak. Because I remember I was walking to work today, and I passed this building that had just been repainted, and it was covered in moths. This was maybe like 9 a.m. in the morning, and they just entire wall covered with moths, and I was like, what is going on? And I was talking to my other friend about that, and I don't know if she listens to the podcast, but I'm gonna tell her story because it was so good. So she went home last night, and she has a motion sensor light on her front door. She walks up to it, and this giant swarm of moth just comes at her, and she starts screaming, and she's screaming at her boyfriend's inside. She's screaming and going, let me in. And he's like, no, I'm not going to open the door. They're all going to come in here. And she's like, for God's sakes, let me in the door. And he's like, no, they're not coming in the house.
He has a point. Like, I can't fault him, but, like, I can imagine the sheer amount of terror going through her brain.
So he had to go around and see if he could figure out how to shut off the motion sensor light battery from inside the house. So he did, and he's like, well, now you need to wait 5 minutes. And she's like, excuse me? We have to wait 5 minutes so, like, they'll disappear. Then I'll let you in the house.
God, that's terrifying.
So she waits 5 minutes, and she's like, I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. You're opening the door now. And he literally opens it, apparently, like the small, because she's very skinny, the smallest crack to get through, and she just runs in the house and slams the door.
God, what the heck? That's crazy. That's so funny.
So all of these the moths aren't too bad near our, because when I came up to our front door tonight, and I was like, because we have a motion sensor light, I was like, but we were good. They're all more attracted to that building down the road.
Probably because it's like white and the light reflects.
Oh yeah, with the street lamps. I get that, yes. Well, they can stay there.
Yep. This is just like that meme that was around like 4 years ago, like moth and lamp. Just a resurgence of that meme.
True. Where was that meme when we needed it most?
I know.
And then I think, this was a crazy week for news stories, because you had the gondola, the moths, the thick smoke in the air from the fires in the western U.S. Then the pier in New West got lit on fire, which was probably arson.
Yeah. You know that they say, like, bad things come in threes? Okay, well, we've had 4 this week. So we're good now, right?
Yeah,
Let's have some good news.
Like, please stop.
Please. Like, I'm at this point, I'm just waiting for the zombies.
Exactly.
Where are they coming?
Oh, yeah. And then, by the way, COVID's still here.
Yep.
Numbers are still going up. Like, don't forget about her. She's still here. But after we listen to the depressing news cycle, let's talk about what we wear.
Good little
segue there. No, I think because a lot of people I know, they have very two distinct closets. You have your personal closet, and then you have your closet full of work clothes. Now, as someone who's worked a lot of different jobs, my closet makes no sense. Because
not really, no.
Every time I buy clothes, it's usually for a job. Because I wish I had, I thought I had a good sense of style, but I don't know what my style is anymore. Because, so when I was serving, I was buying, jeans, crop tops. I would go to, Old Navy, go to the men's section, buy, a larger t-shirt, and then turn it into a crop top. And those were my favorite serving shirts. And I wore them with jeans and sneakers that I could serve in, and that was my look. And now I have all these crop tops that I do not wear because I work at a jewelry store. We're supposed to dress business casual.
Yeah.
So my closet, I have dresses from living in Florida, but things go in and out of style, and I've never worked a job where I had to dress business casual, because before I worked at a coffee shop where the coffee shop dress code is kind of odd.
It's business. When I started, it was full on business, and I was very confused as to why they wanted us to wear business collared clothing when you're going to be spilling coffee on it all the time. But now it's they like to call it elevated casual. So I'm like, okay, sure, use your fancy terms.
Yeah, you're wearing an apron.
Yeah, basically it's very basic colors, your blacks, your white, your grays, your dark blues. You can wear t-shirts, collared shirts, just nothing that has a logo on it. And then your bottoms have to be black or blue or khaki. That's it. And then obviously non-slip shoes that are black, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think I ever saw any of our coworkers ever wear khaki.
No. No. A couple of our coworkers wear khaki, but it's one of those things that do people sell khaki shorts anymore? Not really. You kind of have to go looking for them.
Yeah. Gotta ask a dad. Dads know where they are.
Yeah, dads know where khaki jeans.
Yeah. If anyone can find them, it's a dad. But no, my closet makes no sense, and I hate it so much because I used to be, when I was younger, I very much bought into the fast fashion. I had a closet full of Forever 21.
Yeah.
And now that I've worked so many different jobs and living with you have taught me how terrible fast fashion is. And also trying to save money. I don't online shop that much. I don't like online shopping because I really like trying things on, because what I think I look like in my head and then what that item of clothing looks like on my body is usually not the same thing.
No, that's fair.
Also, too, I am quite short, so some things that I'm like, oh, this is a good length, and I was like, this is dragging on the ground.
Yeah, well, I'm glad my small fashion knowledge has impacted your life in some way, because I'm going to school for fashion, and fashion is the world's #1 polluting industry, which sucks because I love it so much. But no, working at the coffee shop, and since that's been my only job, I have very specific clothes that I only wear for work, and then I have my just fun wardrobe. When I did my little jaunt in retail for 6 months and I had to buy business casual clothes, I couldn't believe how expensive business casual clothes are.
Yeah, that's why I don't have them.
Yeah, basics are crazy expensive, especially for young adults. There's no really inexpensive way to buy business casual clothing. Like, we have businesses like Uniqlo, which are great, but they're not perfectly ethical in the background. So if you really care about that stuff, you know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't buy it from Uniqlo. I literally bought stuff from them last week. Because again, it's cheap and it fits in my budget. So that just becomes difficult. No, honestly, me and you just share our closets. We just swap each other's clothes. For anyone who knows Kelsey and I, know we are two very different heights and body shapes. Like, I'm very tall. Kelsey is shorter than me. We are the same size pant for the most part. We can wear each other's dresses. The only difference is the top. Kelsey's a little bit more gifted in the top region than I am.
I'm a little more blessed in the chest, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and then if you can wear some of my pants, but some of them just look like floods on you.
Yeah, some of them I'm like, okay, these are a little big.
And you have that weird gap in between your ankle, like it's not a crop, it's just a...
Yeah, I have the hardest time buying jeans because my legs are so long, they can't put me on the cover of Vogue. Like, they're just so long that everything looks like a cropped pant on me. So I just always have to be rolling up my jeans.
And see me, anytime I buy crops, I'm like, wow, they fit me perfectly.
Yeah, like, good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Man.
No, but because I have to wear business casual, and I was like, oh, great. I have 3 business casual outfits when I got hired, and one of them I wore to the interview. Actually, no, I wore your shirt to the interview.
Yeah, you did.
Because when I was interviewing, you were just like, go through my closet. I want to say it was when we moved into this place, we started sharing clothes, and I started interviewing for jobs, and you just started saying, go through my closet, and then I just took that as full steam ahead. I get to wear every single item. Me and my sister, because growing up with me and my sister, I never lent her anything. I never shared clothes with her, because I did all my own laundry. My sister would literally wait till, like, she had to wear a paper bag to school to do laundry. Oh, so if I, like, if I lent her a top, I wouldn't see that top for 2 months.
Oh, God. Yeah, no?
Yeah, no. So I was, like, very against sharing clothes. And then with you, like, you and I would have probably been those sisters who would have been best friends because you take care of things the way I take care of things.
Yeah.
I got really upset with my Barbies if I lost a Barbie shoe. And my sister would be like, oh, well. It's like, no, I lost a shoe.
Oh, now she can't wear the shoes anymore.
She needs to wear the pink stilettos. They go with the My Barbie Dream House. But no, I'm not here to bash my sister. So I guess our closets are kind of separate, but they're within like 2 feet of each other. And I honestly just wear your clothes to work. And it's funny because every time I get a compliment on my outfit, I go, thanks, it's Amy's.
Yeah, I honestly think you wear my clothes more than I get to wear my clothes, especially now with COVID and everything. Like, I only wear my work attire and then I come home and change into like a t-shirt and shorts, and I just sit in that. And I'm really sad. I miss going to school and dressing up in weird clothes because I have a very eccentric style in a lot of senses. Like, I have so many different prints and fun things. Like, my favorite piece of clothing is this super outrageous dress that I bought in New York that has like Mickey Mouse print and hearts and a collar and like a tulle overlay. And it's the most ridiculous dress on the face of this earth, but I love it.
What was the original price was something outrageous, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. So we were at, like, the Disney store in New York, and this dress was, I think, like, in Canadian, it was close to, like, $480 regular price. I got it on sale for, I think, 70 Canadian dollars. You could not turn that down.
Yeah.
I remember I came to school, like, the day after our vacation. I didn't wear that the first day. I wore it, like, the next day because I was like, I need to brace people for this dress because it's a dress. I walk into class because I also wanted to save it for my favorite teacher. And I go into class and he's like, oh my God. And I was like, do you like my dress? He's like, where did you find that? So I told him, the story. And he went, Amy, only you could pull off that dress. And I was like, I'm going to take that as the highest form of flattery. And it was going to be like my year-end celebration dress, and I never got to wear it. Just wanted an excuse to wear the dress, damn it.
No, that's fair. I would say that's the most outrageous piece in your closet. Very close second is your Simpsons shirt that is a t-shirt with a tulle overlay, but is the Simpsons.
Oh, it's great. It's from some knockoff Chinese website that I got at a thrift store, and it's a white t-shirt that's been, it's almost like a dress. It has, ruffles, and then it also has a tulle overlay.
Yeah.
And it's great. It has Homer Simpson's strangling part on the front.
Your Mickey dress, I get. You and our friend Traveler, you both saw this dress, and you both wanted it, and they had 2 left, and it was in both of your sizes.
It was just meant to be.
It was meant to be. Also, our lovely friend Traveler, she has so many of the same pieces in her closet that the 2 of us have.
Yeah. We'll
randomly pick this up, and she'd be like, oh, I have that. When she was staying with us, I was like, are you wearing my dress? Because every once in a while, some things, I have in my closet that look very different on me and Amy, and sometimes I can't recognize it.
Yeah.
We went out for drinks the other night, and you show up in this black bodycon dress, and it looks like a casual t-shirt dress on you. When I wear it, I look like...
Who is she? Snatched to the gods.
I look like, hi, I'm your secretary. This dress looks completely... Because I was like, is that my dress?
Yep.
But when Traveler here was here, she was wearing this dress. I was like, did you take that dress out of my closet? And she's like, no, we just have the exact same one. And then we were online shopping, and I was like, look at these sandals. Amy and I are going to buy them. And she's like, oh, I already had those in my cart.
Yeah. Great friend shop alike.
Exactly.
No, it's really funny. Every time I go to visit Traveler, I always have to ask. I always have to double check every time I see her. I go, what are you wearing today? Because there's a good chance we will show up in the same shirt, in the same dress, have the same shoes. And look, I don't mind matching, but in Edmonton, Alberta, it looks a little strange. You can get away with it in Vancouver.
Oh, you can totally get away with it. I see girls all the time matching. You see the teenage girls or the high fashion girls, they all match, and you're just like, yeah, I love it. I live for it.
Yeah, but in Edmonton, Alberta, little strange. People be questioning you and just staring at you.
So now, if we're gonna stay home, I usually go to the good old... now I'm so happy that the weather is starting to drop because I can wear pants, and I love pants. I hate shorts. I love pants. I wear just sweatpants and a t-shirt. I really do miss getting dressed up and going out. I remember during quarantine, my boyfriend and I broke up, and I couldn't do I like to get dressed up and then go out, and of course not talk to anybody, but I just like to go up, have a drink, and then I can come home and cry.
Oh yeah.
But bars were not open. No. So what did we do? We got dressed up to go to the grocery store and the liquor store, and then...
Absolutely. Well, because look, you know what? This is a rule for anybody. Dress up for yourself. Never dress up for anyone else. Dress up for yourself.
And hey, we went to the expensive grocery store.
We did. We went to the nice liquor store.
Exactly.
You gotta flex a little bit on people, especially during a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. But no, when we're at home, what have we been doing at home? We don't do much lately. I know that sounds so lame and so sad. We do have a lot going on.
We do. Recently we've been doing a lot of reading. We're reading the Percy Jackson book series. Kelsey, I think you're done.
No, I'm on the last one.
Okay.
I've been distracted, so I'm on the 3rd chapter of the 5th one.
Okay, and I'm a little bit more than halfway through the 3rd one. So I think that's kind of why it seems like we're bored. Now we're reading books right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking 3 classes. You're taking 4.
Yeah.
We're writing and editing our podcast. We play a healthy amount of video games.
Yeah, usually if we want to just have fun, we play an unhealthy amount of Mario Kart.
Which I am still bad at, but... to be fair, it is not my console. During the quarantine, I bought a Wii. I found a Wii on Facebook Marketplace. And because I had a Wii growing up and I loved the Wii.
Yeah, the Wii is the best.
The Wii was my very first console. And my uncle broke my Wii, I want to say 7 years ago. But my parents still kept all the games. So I bought this Wii. It came with a weird amount of games, but it came with Mario Kart. And I crush everyone with the Wii Mario Kart.
Yeah, I used to be so good at it. Now I'm not good at it anymore. I'm really good at I'm really good at it on the Switch.
But hey, both have Moo Moo Meadows, and that's still my arena.
That is your arena, those damn cows.
Yeah. We play a good amount of Animal Crossing. I play it lately more than you have, because when I get up early in the morning and I want something to do while I listen to the news, I just play Animal Crossing while I drink my 4 cups of coffee.
Oh, fair. See, for me, Animal Crossing is one of those things where if I'm gonna turn it on, I know I'm gonna be playing it for 3 to 4 hours. I have no in between with Animal Crossing. I can't just log on for 30 minutes. I go balls to the wall and I do everything and absolutely everything I can. So it's really hard for me to play Animal Crossing, especially while I'm in school and I know I should be doing other things. So I end up just negating it.
That's fair. I don't do much because I don't have any part of the island. I just have my house.
Yeah, you just have your house. I have the whole freaking island that I'm still working on. It's getting there. It's looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I'm really liking it, but it's still a huge work in progress.
You see, I finally got the DIY for the ironwood dresser. Now I'm done. It's all downhill from here.
Kelsey's peaked.
I truly have. What else video games do we play? You tried to teach me Overcooked. Nope.
Not when you're drunk.
Yeah, I was very drunk.
We will attempt it again when you are sober. I also should really teach you to play Rocket League because I think you would really like it. For anyone who doesn't know, and also Kelsey doesn't really know, Rocket League is basically a game where you are a little race car and you're playing soccer as a race car. Go around and you hit the ball and you can like make things explode and you can go really fast. It's really fun. It sounds stupid.
How high was the person who thought this up?
I don't know. Probably extremely high, but the game is so entertaining.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna rain check you on that one because, if I'm really bored, I can always go back to my roots and bowl.
Oh yeah, got Wii Bowling.
Got Wii Bowling. Also very good on Wii Bowling. I still have Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. It's the best.
Yeah.
And WarioWare.
Oh my god, WarioWare. I live, breathe, and die by WarioWare.
I'm starting to give you a run for your money on that game.
True.
Somewhat.
True. I did give you some extra lives, and you did come back. I literally, beat every single level on WarioWare. I maxed that game out because I loved that game, and it is the most ridiculous fever dream there is.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
But if you're always very bored, know what we have? If I ever make a gaming channel, maybe I'll try to play this. Do any of our 90s babies remember the plug in your TV games?
Oh, yes.
Did any of my girls have Dream Life?
Dream Life.
Or I even had Dream Life Superstar.
I had both of those growing up too.
So I watched this random person tweeted about them, I want to say over a year and a half ago. And it got me thinking, does my mother still have those in the attic somewhere? And then I looked online and people were selling them for over $100 on eBay. So I got really curious. So I texted my mother and I sent her a picture. I was like, do you still have this? And she's like, I don't know. I'll take a look. Don't hear back from her for a couple days. Mom, did you take a look? I mean, I guess I can tonight. Was this very important? Do you need this?
Yes, it's extremely important. Life or death situation, mother.
Yes, I need to know this. So I get a text back from her and half an hour later going, is this what you were talking about? It's like, yes. So I ended up coming home, I think a couple weeks later, and I was so curious to see if they worked. I opened them up. The batteries had eroded.
Oh, no.
But there is a tutorial for literally everything on YouTube.
Yep.
And I watched an older gentleman teach me how to clean out eroded batteries from children's toys. And guess who got them working?
You did.
I did. And guess what games are not as fun as I fondly remembered them?
That's usually what happens, though, with a lot of games. But it's the thought that counted. You had fun doing it all, and it was a little bit of a letdown, but hey.
Hey. Yeah, so if anyone wants me to start a gaming channel, I will play Dream Life, then Dream Life Superstar, and then if I can find Sims 2 Castaway, that was my favorite Wii game. I have the empty game box, but I don't know what happened to the game.
If anyone out there has it, hit us up.
Send me. I will pay top dollar, which is I will pay $20. But yeah, no, that is just what our life is like now on our day offs. See, things are open, but there's also the responsibility. If you don't need to go out, you shouldn't shouldn't be going out. But I want to talk about some things that we love about Vancouver, because I truly have a love-hate relationship with Vancouver. I do.
Yeah.
But let's start positive, because
we both moved here
Yeah.
for, like, the city.
yeah,
right?
we moved here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather be here any day than be back on the island.
Oh, I'd rather be here any day than back in Calgary. Sorry, family back home, I love you, but no.
Nah, it's okay. My family knows my thoughts and feelings. It's fine. My mom's still going through episode 1. She didn't know how long podcasts were.
Aw, sweet thing.
She thought they were 15 minutes.
Oh, that's a nice thought.
No. So something I love about Vancouver is the amount of good places to get good sushi and good tacos here is amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like, this city does tacos and sushi so well. God, I have so many favorite taco places.
Just say 2.
2?
Give us
Okay.
2.
I love Taps and Tacos in Port Moody. So good.
Yeah, really good.
And then I'm a sheep, but I love Tacofino.
Yeah, Taco Vino's really good.
It's close to my work. Their like lemongrass chicken burrito is so good, and I like that they're little like rice patties. So good. For sushi, I love the Eatery in Kits.
So good.
I don't know if I have any other, because like the thing is, there's just good sushi everywhere.
Yeah.
So like even like these like hole in the wall places, or what I've learned, the meaner they are to you, the better the sushi is.
Oh, 100%.
And I mean, even grocery store sushi is not bad.
No.
Like, grocery store sushi here is like good sushi in Victoria. Because I went to the good sushi place in Victoria and it was overpriced, and I was like, the grocery store sushi in Vancouver's better than this.
That's sad.
I mean, that was 7 years ago, so it's probably changed as the rise of sushi has gotten more popular.
Hopefully. No, I think one of my favorite sushi places was like Sushi Imura. I think that's what it's called. It's up on Granville Street, right by our place. So good. And then I really like meat in Yale Town or meat in Maine, like all of those. It's all vegan, vegetarian food, and it is so good. Like their butter chicken.
Oh, they're
undeniable.
so good.
Yeah.
Or their gingerless beef.
So good.
The one thing that has let me down from meat was I tried their cashew mac and cheese.
Oh.
It was just weird.
I feel like cashew, though, is one of those, like, hit or miss things.
Yeah.
Like an acquired taste.
It's very much an acquired taste,
Yeah.
and I did not acquire it.
But as far as, like, vegan, vegetarian places go, I thought it was super delicious.
Oh, yeah. No, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And fish and chips, always a must in Vancouver. So good.
Now, favorite stores. See, I'm struggling with this. When I try to think of favorite stores, is because I used to be a mall rat.
Yeah.
Like, I loved going to the mall. Like, when I lived in Burnaby, it was at Metrotown almost every day on my day off. But now, like, of course, knowing what I know with fast fashion, not wanting to go out to the mall where people, last time we went to Metrotown, people were not following the arrows on the ground. You'd be looking at something and someone would sidle right up to you and you're like, cool. Yeah. So I just don't feel comfortable going shopping anymore. But I also want to choose more, local stores and, local and sustainable, but I don't really know where to go, because I know you really like a couple of places.
Oh, yeah. Anywhere on Main Street's kind of my favorite. I'm very basic. I don't have any, like, hidden gems or anything like that, but I love, it's not on Main Street, but a really good consignment store is Hunter and Hare. There's another really good consignment store that also goes to support the BC Women's Hospital and Children's Charity, and it's called Just Fabulous. It's a hole in the wall, but you can actually find, like, some really nice gems if, again, you're just willing to look. That's the whole thing with consignment store shopping.
Yeah, like me, I struggled with consignment store. We went to a Value Village last week, and I found a hair scarf that was actually really pretty. And then we found some other stuff.
Yeah.
But my coworker, she just learned about thrifting, because there's a thrift store by our work that it's Wildlife on Granville, and all the proceeds go to the Wildlife Foundation.
Yeah.
She did not know about this, and so my coworkers took her. Every day, she comes back with these great finds, and I was like, how did you find this? I don't know. I wanted a blender, but then I saw how much a blender was here, but then I found this blender, and it works. And she came back on her, she left on her break, and then she came back with a giant lamp.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And she's like, yes, this is for my mother-in-law. I think she'll like it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like you just have to be willing to look.
Mm-hmm.
Like another one of my favorite consignment stores, like Front and Company. That's where I found my weird Simpsons shirt.
Oh, right.
I found like an Open Ceremonies t-shirt. I found some cool shoes. I found a lot of great Christmas gifts. I got you like one of your favorite necklaces at Front and Company. And
oh, I was wearing it today.
you were wearing it today. And then another really good store that's on Granville Street. And it's in a bunch of other locations called 8th and Main. And it's just kind of, they sell like a little bit of everything, something for everyone in their sales section. Mwah. It's amazing. You can always find things.
We love a good sale.
Love a good sale.
Now, the one thing that the island will always have on Vancouver is beaches. Like, I much prefer going to the beach on the island just because
really?
there's so many. You're never, on the island, you're never more than 20 minutes away from the water.
Yeah.
So, because you also have a great amount of lakes. There's really not any lakes in Vancouver. There's
That's
lakes, because I grew up literally at a lake house.
Yeah.
So, but I do like a couple of beaches. I love, when I lived in Burnaby, I loved going to Barnett Marine Park. And then I love Deep Cove in North Van. I haven't been in a while, so I could be romanticizing it in my head. Mm-hmm. But I loved Deep Cove because it just felt like a little community, even though it's still in Vancouver.
Yeah, that's fair. I think my favorite beach, it's like Ambleside Beach or Ambleside Park, and that's all the way in West Vancouver. It's my favorite. I just think it has like the prettiest views, and I think that it's because it's in West Van, so it's like kind of like fancy almost. Like there's literally like a yacht club like on the beach, so it just feels really like fancy and rich over there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now, what about hikes? Because we're from Vancouver, so we're supposed to love hiking, right?
Yeah. Love hikes.
So much.
Every week. I don't hike.
I think I've done 2 hikes in the 7 years that I've lived here. I've done the Quarry Rock hike, which is really nice. Mm. And then I've done the Lighthouse Park hike in West Van, which is also really nice. They're both beginner hikes. And then that's fine for me because I have done an expert hike in Whistler and I just thought I was going to die.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of hiking like back home in Calgary because like Banff has so many trails and Kananaskis has so many trails, but it's about Vancouver, not about them.
Yeah, exactly. No, I really miss too. What I love about Vancouver is I love going to the movies. Like I used to be every Tuesday, I'd be like, Amy, do you want to go see a movie? Because I love movies on Tuesday. And I know some movie theaters, some Cineplexes are reopened. Personally, I don't know if I feel comfortable. I don't think the Cineplex closest to us is open yet.
No, they are.
Oh, they are.
They are open.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I also don't even know what's out in theaters.
The new Christopher Nolan movie, which I've heard is terrible, except for the Robert Pattinson and insert other character name here. I don't know their dynamic. Apparently is like lovely. Everyone I see is shipping them on Twitter. So I'm like, oh, okay. But everyone else who I've talked to about the movie go, story makes no sense. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a Christopher Nolan movie. So yeah. I would love to go to a movie, but there's nothing out. So unless...
I know the Rio is showing Bill and Ted 3, which I loved the first Bill and Ted when I was a kid. I've never seen the second one, but like Bill and Ted 1, great. Love it.
Never seen Bill and Ted.
You've never seen Bill and Ted?
I've never seen Bill and Ted. I know. But
we love Keanu Reeves.
No, I love Keanu Reeves so much. I'm sorry. It's like a quintessential Keanu movie.
Exactly. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Sure, okay.
If you do not say that every time that you pass the Circle K, you're not a Bill and Ted fan, and that's fine. Me and our friend Mariah will just silently judge you forever.
That's fine. I'll allow it.
But yeah, no, the Rio's open too, and I'm just still very hesitant. Like, I have a free pass to the Rio that I'm like, really? Oh, this doesn't have an expiry date.
Maybe check it.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think, I was looking for things to do on the weekend, and this TikTok popped up for this girl about donuts. Now, when I was going to visit you in Florida, they have voodoo donuts, and that was something I was excited about, which is weird because I don't like donuts.
Yeah, you don't.
But I don't like Tim Hortons donuts. That's more. Like, when I think of donuts, I've had some amazing donuts in my life.
Yeah.
But when I think of donuts, I think of, like, kind of shitty Tim Hortons donuts.
Fair enough.
And I used to actually like the Starbucks apple fritter before they got rid of it.
Oh, I loved the apple fritter you warm it up a little bit.
Yeah. And then when I was a kid, I liked this one grocery store had this like bear claw donut that I loved, that I thought it was a human foot, but no, it was supposed to be a bear claw. I don't know. That is a weird conversation I had with my mother in a car with you.
Oh, yeah, that was so strange. We're not going to get into that. That was like a 20-minute conversation.
Yeah. But anyways, I found this girl was talking about this TikTok called Boca Donuts in Delta. They're just like Voodoo Donuts. They have those crazy, like, themed donuts. Apparently, they're amazing. They're literally open 2 days a week for, like, from 10 to 3.
Dang. That's a very small window.
So I'm like, okay, is it COVID? Or is it you're just so good you sell out? Or, like, how is that business model?
Well, if they're able to sustain it, it must be working for them.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So now I'm like, I'm checking my schedule and I was like, do I have anything Sunday morning? Am I just going to take a quick trip to Delta for some donuts?
I mean, if it's something you want, right? And if they're sold out, isn't there a Krispy Kreme in Delta?
But see, I don't like Krispy Kremes.
Really? Oh, I love Krispy Kreme.
No, every time there's a fundraiser. Although, like, Krispy Kremes honestly weirdly taste better when they're, like, half frozen.
No, they do. 100%.
Okay, good. I'm not a weirdo, but that's what I think they do.
It's because they get really melty. And so if they're cold, you're making me hungry.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Now, those are all good things that we love about Vancouver. You know, I love being in a busy city, going out, not seeing 18 people you know. The girl who bullied you at high school at Walmart. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Now, let's talk about things we hate. Because with the good, there's always the bad. My number one is traffic.
Yeah, traffic sucks. I don't drive, but I see it, and I've seen you in traffic, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
I have terrible road rage, and I never used to have road rage, but I barely drive my car because if I want to park by my work, it's $14 a day. If I stay 1 minute after 6 o'clock, it's $27 a day.
Gross.
As someone who got a ticket at 6:03, I don't drive to work. Also, the public transit is pretty good, but the traffic here is so bad. The amount of construction, so bad.
So bad.
And the amount of people who don't use their turn signal, I'm sure that's everywhere, but there's just a lot here. Everybody speeds here, which is bad because anytime I go back to Victoria and I'm driving, I was like, why are you going so slow? And my mom's like, you're going 10 over the speed limit. I was like, oh, speed limits don't exist apparently in Vancouver.
Everyone here is just a very offensive driver.
Yeah. Which is bad because you should be on the defense at this point. No. So yeah, definitely traffic, driving, my number one pet peeve. The second, of course, would be the housing market.
Yeah, it sucks having to live like paycheck to paycheck to barely get any space. Like, I love where we live. It's really nice, but we are paying absolutely way too much money for it.
Oh, we are 100% paying way too much money. But when we were originally looking for places to live, it was rat-infested shithole after rat-infested shithole. Like, you did not see the amount I saw because I was looking for the two of us because you obviously were another province away.
Yeah, and when I did come to visit, I only got, I think, to go see 2 to 3 places because places were just canceling on me left, right, and center.
So it's terrible trying to find a place to live. And we found this place. We literally had 2 weeks to find a place.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's great. It was completely renovated. Our landlords are 2 of like the nicest guys, but it's way too much for the space we have.
Yep.
And that's just the housing market in Vancouver is absolutely terrible. You know, Airbnb definitely ruined low income, right? Because why would you rent an apartment out for monthly when you can charge out through the nose?
Yep.
Like, I was looking at Airbnbs for my birthday, and it was ridiculous on what everybody was charging.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
And you would think that prices would have gone down because people are like, oh, I have an empty Airbnb, like, I need to fill this. They didn't. Nothing went down. I think to buy went up.
I think so.
And then you get to that whole argument of, well, do I buy because I'm sick of paying out through the nose for like a shitty place to rent, but good luck trying to find anything to buy.
Yeah, this city is very much a catch-22, and you can't win at the end of the day.
And then if you want to live further out, you need a car, but then you're spending 2 hours commuting. It's just, it's terrible. Like, it's living in any major city. As anyone who lives in a major city knows, it's a no-win situation. You can't have everything you want.
Yeah, especially at our age.
Yeah, our age and our budget.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
No. What else do I hate? I hate this. You call me weird for hating this, but I hate hate this. When you go downtown, so we talk about fashion, one of my biggest pet peeves is one-size fashion places. I hate them. I think they're horribly inclusive. They push a horrible standard for body image, and I just hate them. And Brandy Melville is one of the biggest and worst examples of this. And there's a Brandy Melville in downtown Vancouver, and the lineup to get inside the store is astronomical. Like, it makes no sense. Their clothes are overpriced. They're, average quality?
Yeah, they're okay.
And they're overpriced, and they only have one size. I have been in that store once, and that's because we thought we saw somebody we knew. He turned out to be a famous actor, and I was like, oh, that's this guy from this show. Really bad hair dye job. Oh, yeah. He was so bad up close. And it was the weirdest experience because I had never been in that store before, but you're like, let's go in here. I think I know him. And I thought you knew him personally, but no, you thought you were like, I think that's this actor.
Oh, yeah, no, I was like straight up like, it's him.
Yeah. And we go in, and it's so, like, I feel bad for, like, I think Vancouver is not as bad some other places. Like, we generally do leave celebrities alone.
Yeah.
But also, too, because half the time you just don't even notice. Even now, especially with COVID, with the mask and the sunglasses and that hat, you truly...
Oh, I have no clue.
Like, they posted pictures of the Riverdale stars walking their dogs, and I was like, are you sure that's them?
Honestly, Chris Evans could walk into my Starbucks tomorrow, and I probably would have no idea. The only person I would be able to recognize is the voice of Prince Zuko, because I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
Well, when I was working at a restaurant, we had... Lana Condor from To All the Boys I Loved Before. Yeah. Her and two of her co-stars come into the bar going, you still open? And my coworker was like, yeah. And then they were sitting at the bar with drinks with the bartender, and he had no idea who she was. And he asked me, he's like, oh, because he was from Australia. I have a terrible Australian accent. He's like, oh, they're actors. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, don't.
He says he's like, they say they're on some Netflix show. And I was like, yeah, that's like the To All the Boys people. Oh, my girlfriend made me watch that last night. Went back to doing the dishes.
Wow.
Yeah. But, like, we generally, like, I have seen quite a few celebrities in Vancouver, but I personally think it's creepy to go up and ask them for an autograph or a photo because they're living their life.
Yeah, I always feel really awkward doing it, too. I've run into, like, a couple, and I'm always just like... do I want to say something? Because I'm like, no one's going to believe me that I just saw this person. But again, they're on their day off. Mm-hmm. And I try to judge the situation. Like when we saw that guy in Brandy Melville, I knew the minute I said anything, all these other teenage girls were going to swarm him and go crazy. Mm-hmm. And I was not going to be responsible for that. Nope. If someone else was going to do it, okay, then I might hop in because it wasn't on me.
Yeah. But I just think of that. I like to think of that as I remember working at the coffee shop, and on my day off, I was doing something. Like, I wasn't even in the coffee shop. I think I was down the road, and one of the regulars stops me, and I was like, I'm not forced to talk to you. This is my time off.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
And that's how I kind of feel like how that feels.
But I guess back to your Brandy Melville thing. The reason, like, I understand why you hate it. Size inclusivity, terrible. I've had a mental breakdown in Brandy Melville because I couldn't fit into something, but that's besides the point. It's a business model, and it works for them, and it's not great. And honestly, a lot of their stores in Canada have now closed. Like, there's none in Edmonton anymore. There's not one in Calgary. The reason it's so popular here is because of all the young girls, right? Like, all the super tiny, quote-unquote, wannabe Instagram models. They can fit into that stuff, and that's the only thing that's going to fit them. Like, personally, I find it really weird when I see like a 14-year-old girl walking around in some like weird high fashion stuff. Brandy Melville is a good price point for a lot of kids because I find it weird when they're shopping at Aritzia. Stuff's not for them. Brandy Melville is for them, and it's gonna fit them. The issue is that there's people our age, you know, when you transition into your woman body, they still want to shop there, and then it becomes a whole trickle-down mental breakdown thing. So I understand it from that point. I own things from Brandy Melville. I can't sit here and be like, I hate them because I own things. But I do get why you don't like them.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that. That's a fair argument. And the last thing I want to talk about that I hate about Vancouver is dating here. Now, dating at our day and age, especially post-pandemic is hard all around. But I'm talking pre-Vancouver. Dating still sucked.
Yeah, dating's awful.
Because you have to play the games, which I hate playing games. Like, you can either download one of the many dating apps. Like, we've kind of narrowed it down to which one is, like, the least amount of creeps.
Yep.
But, you know, they managed to slide in there still. And then also, too, if you're like, oh, because I don't know how many friends be like, I want to meet someone organically. Well, if you work somewhere where your entire clientele is not attractive people coming in, like the coffee shop was hit or miss for me, except for, like, you know, attractive man hour.
Yeah.
The restaurant, I mainly saw couples, or like anytime hot guys came in, they were always super douchey to watch a sports game. When I think of the jewelry store, well, my jewelry store is 90% women, which is fine, but like it's 90% older women.
Yeah.
Like, our jewelry does not attract the young crowd. Like, we do get young women in, but it's very much older women.
Yeah, no, the coffee shop, I only ever see couples, or if they're like single guys, they're really weird and I don't want to talk to them. And then when I worked retail, it's a woman's retail store. So if a man was coming in, it was to buy something for his significant other. That was it.
Yeah, no, the last time an attractive man came in, he was, like, very quiet. And I was like, can I help you find anything? He's like, how much are the elephant earrings? And I was like, oh, they're this. And he's like, my wife loves elephants. I'll take these. And he was so sweet, and I was like,
Too bad.
But no, because so then you go, okay, like, where do I meet people? You know, like, the internet lied, hot singles are not in my area. So we would try and go, like, every once in a while when we felt like getting tarted up and we decided to go out, which is rare because we're old ladies.
And we're poor. It's expensive.
So expensive.
Another thing about Vancouver. It's very expensive to go out.
It's so expensive to go, especially when you and I remember the glory days of Florida where it was $2 beers.
Yeah, super cheap. And you know what? Me and Kelsey are very beautiful women, but I don't feel comfortable getting men to buy me drinks.
No.
I'm not that kind of
I
girl.
hate it. I hate because they think it's an exchange. It's not, it's an exchange. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Don't buy me a drink. I remember in Florida, it was ladies drank $2, but men were still regular price. And this man comes up to me and he's like, can I buy you a drink? And I was like, no, it's $2 ladies night. Well, but like, let me buy you a drink. But sir, if you buy it, it's $5.99. If I buy it, it's $2. Fiscally, this is not a responsible move here. And then he bought me the drink and walked away. So I still got the free drink.
Well,
But like, also too, do I want to date a man who's not
fiscally responsible?
Exactly. Sir, that was a bad business investment. You got nothing out of that.
Like, look, to our women and sisters out there who can finesse the men, good on you. Keep finessing their wallets. But I can't do it. I'm not that. I get uncomfortable.
I don't enjoy it. Even when I go out on dates, like, I never ever expect the man to pay, or like, especially being bisexual, like, okay, if I go out with a woman who's paying?
Yeah.
Are we both dining and dashing this? And then there's the whole, like, then there's the more gender neutral, like, whoever asks the person out should pay on the first date. So, like, if I ask you out, I should pay.
Yeah.
But then also, too, I think kind of depends on what everyone's money situation is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're going out with someone who's on CERB, you're not going to be like, so you're paying for both of us, right?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a dick move.
Exactly. But, like, we tried a couple places, and the problem is some places would be all 19-year-olds and we'd feel way too old. Or we'd go somewhere else and be like,
everyone here is
my dad.
Probably close to 40.
Yeah, you could be my dad.
Yeah.
So that's why we just kind of got disheartened, didn't really go out much, also very expensive. And then I found this bar by the restaurant I worked at, and I was like, it looks like everybody's our age.
Yeah.
Like, this is perfect. So we go one night and we have a terrible time. The cover charge was huge. The drinks were all very overpriced beers.
Yeah.
I remember we tried, like, the $5 beer, and it was, like, the most disgusting thing I've ever drinking. Like, worse than the watered-down Bud Light we used to drink.
I didn't think it was that bad, just because I wasn't gagging every time I drank it, but it was not great.
Yeah. And then nobody talked to anybody. It was so overcrowded, and these men just walked around in packs, and there's nothing terrifying than a pack of men approaching you.
Absolutely.
Like, side note to men, if there's any men listening besides Keegan, I don't know know if Keegan turned us off when we started talking about skincare. Never, ever approach a woman in a pack.
Yeah, no, just don't do it.
You know, you do two. Always approach in groups of two. Because you have the main person, and then you have the wingman or woman, your wing person.
Absolutely.
That's how you approach, because one is kind of awkward, two is always perfect. Approach in twos, and you'll go from there. And I mean, bars are not allowed to be open, and clubs are not allowed to be open. So I don't know when you'll use this advice. Maybe at the grocery store.
When you both reach for the same avocado and touch hands, but oh no, now you gotta sanitize.
Oh my God, Amy, 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart, oh no.
That movie last year was preparing us for this.
Oh my God.
We didn't listen.
We did not.
But yeah, I think that really sums up a day in the life of Kelsey, where her entire personality is not, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job.
Nope. When it comes to days off, I like to try to relax a little bit if we can, and then think about the dread of the next work day and just complain about not wanting to go to work.
And that's fine. My favorite question to you is, do you want to go to work for me? And you never say yes.
No, because I ask you the same thing, or I say, well, you want to do this for me today? And you go, no. I'm like, well, it's like, you know.
Hey, I said oui baguette to your French homework today.
That's no. I gotta be a little bit more advanced than that, sweetie.
All right.
Sherry.
Well, I think before we descend into madness, we'll edit there. I want to say thank you to everyone for listening to our rants and rambles today. And this week, we will be back to your regularly scheduled programming, talking about work again, because, you know, we all got jobs.
We all got jobs, but hey, you know what? Everyone deserves a day off. And
True
that's just what this week was.
Now, Amy, even though it's our day off, you gotta give the plug. You gotta always be plugging.
Gotta always be plugging. This is my job. So yeah, thanks guys so much for listening. If you're interested, you can follow us on Twitter at CYTMS Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Can You Take My Shift. You want to reply to us, you want to send us a DM on anything you want to hear us talk about, or you just got any questions or funny little quotes from our episodes. We always love to hear from you. Keep sending them our way. You can listen to us on Spotify, on Anchor, on YouTube, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else that our lovely Anchor service provides us. I think that's everything I got. So yeah, until next week, Kelsey, can you take my shift?
Oui, baguette.
Well, I'll keep teaching you some more French besides that.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.